Thanks for taking a second. We're going to talk about voting in the state of Utah. 58% of the eligible voters in Utah showed up in this last election. That's number 37 in the country. This is something that is so important to us. We talk about so much, but we're still not doing as well as we had hoped. And you kind of put that together with the vote by mail that happened here. The 8 counties that did not allow vote by mail are the lowest turnouts in the state, yet we have a state legislator saying, let's get rid of vote by mail. Rod?
We did better on turnout. That's nice. We used to be first in the nation on turnout. We were first through 30s, 40s, 50s, first now and then, always high. Why are they into the 60s, almost the 70s? Why have we gone from first to last? The reason is it doesn't matter who you vote for. The Republican wins. No, there's no reason for you to turn out. The Republican wins. So the people stay home. Vote by mail may improve it a little. It won't improve it too much. And we had long lines and big trouble, and we hope to avoid that in the future.
Yeah. Rod's right that the reason we have low voter turnout deals with that our elections aren't competitive. They're just not as competitive as they need to be to stimulate people to take action. But I'm also of the opinion that vote by mail is a terrific thing for our state. Anything that reduces the barrier to voting, I think, is good. And I just think that we didn't get it quite right this year in terms of marketing and teaching people that it was vote by mail and spending enough to keep some more polling places open.
And I feel the same way. There are so many people that I know personally that had no idea vote by mail was an option. And they went down to a polling location and waited for hours, and they said, had I known that vote by mail was an option, I would have done that instead. And I think if people had that awareness that, hey, I can do this instead, you get people in those rural counties that didn't have vote by mail would probably turn in more ballots. We'd see those 30s as far as turnout go up into the 20s and maybe see where we go from there.
Turnout is universally revered. Why? What does it matter whether if your guy wins? What does it matter if 40% voted or 20% voted? Almost everybody here and watching would rather their guy won, or their by guy I mean man or woman, their candidate won rather than the turnout was high. I don't know why everyone says. Why everyone talks turnout. I don't see why it matters very much.
Jason, I do want to correct something I said, though, because there are some competitive elections. And, of course, in the state legislature, we had several.
The local races
the local races are really important, and several of them that were to be decided by just, a handful of votes.
Right.
And so the marquee elections are the ones that aren't competitive, and this is just one more reason why people need to turn out, and it does matter that you vote.
Why?
It matters because I have a friend that lost by 4 votes or something, Suzanne. Here. I mean, and another friend that lost by 140 votes.
But vote by mail isn't the enemy here. And I don't think the idea of repealing vote by mail to somehow improve voter turnout to get more people to vote isn't the solution. I think the solution is letting people know the options. And I think once people have the options, you'll see more people show up. You'll see more people turn in those ballots.
And options is the key, because we're not taking away an option, we're adding options.
Right.
Yeah.
And in terms of the turnout and the vote, too, it was interesting to see the Republicans in this reliably red state. Donald Trump won by the smallest margin of the red states here in the state of Utah, which is something we didn't think would happen either.
Well, that's Evan McMullen for you. That's what it is.
Utahns are particularly susceptible to offense on Donald Trump grounds. That he grabs women by their female parts resounds here in Utah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of the way he picked on marginalized groups.
Yes.
Yeah. Big problem.
Exactly right. Well, I think the bottom line, if we're going to still say, I'm going to give the plug, we still need a vote. Go Utah. We need to vote. Thank you all for being here for this Web Extra and for your very insightful comments.